Borodar, everybody, good morning. I hope you all had the best day in the sunshine yesterday. It was so beautiful, wasn't it? It's lovely to be back talking to you again this morning because I've got some really exciting things to show you. We'll find out which day of the week it is, we'll find out the date and the Tywydd, and then I'll show you what I've got waiting just here. Right, well, we have had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Diane, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So our Thursday is a one, isn't it? At and a there we go. It's Thursday. And our numbers are getting trickier and trickier all the time because yesterday was the 20th of May. It was that number 20 that Colin had brought along with him, wasn't it? Well, today is the number after 20. So adding one more onto 20 gives us 21. So it's the 21st, we say. The 21st of May today. Right, sut my Tywydd heddiw. Let's have a see. Sut my Tywydd heddiw, pawb. Bwrw eira. Heilog, like yesterday maybe. Stormus. Heilog a gomlog. Gomlog. Bwrw glaw. Or wyntog. Sut my Tywydd heddiw. Well done. Right. Oh, I'm excited today. Okay, I have been looking at our story about the tiger who came to tea, and I was really interested in this page. Now, if you have a look at this page here, our little girl Sophie is with the tiger in her kitchen. And I was having a look at the things that I could see in Sophie's kitchen, and it made me think of how they were a little bit different to the things we'd find in our kitchen today. Because this story was written a long time ago, and things in our homes have changed a lot over the last few years. In fact, they've changed so much that some of them look completely different. So I am going to show you this morning some kitchen things that people would have used in the olden days, a long time ago, even before your nana and granddad were born, and some things that we use now, and we can see if they've changed or if they're still the same. Okay, I'll move my book out the way, and I'm going to start off with this. Now here we have got a fizzy drinks can and a bottle that had some fizzy water in. And these were ones that I had bought from the shop a couple of weeks ago, and we've drank them all and they're ready to go in the recycling. Now, we were thinking about materials and what things were made from the other week. Now, this one is made from metal, and this bottle here is made from plastic. Now, if I'd have gone to the shop a long time ago and wanted to buy a fizzy drink, it would have come in a bottle like this. See if you think it looks the same as my plastic bottle, or if it looks different. Here it is. What's this bottle made from, do you think? It's made from glass, and if I give it a shake, there's something inside. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but in there is a little marble. And on my plastic bottle that I've got now, it's got a top that screws on and off. But we couldn't have a top like that on a glass bottle to keep our fizzy drink inside. So instead, the marble would have been at the top of my bottle, held in by a little seal. And when I wanted to drink my bottle, I would push my marble down and I could drink my fizzy drink. And there's actually some writing on here. It says Alf Mather, Glan Ravon Waters, Mould. And this bottle was actually found buried under the ground. Somebody dug it up and cleaned it. So it's a very old bottle that had fizzy drinks in. So it's a bit different to our bottles that we have nowadays, isn't it? In fact, this is probably over 100 years old. Isn't that old? Wow, so they are certainly different, aren't they? Let's move those over there. Okay, right, something else I'd like to show you now. Now, if we want to have the lights on in our house, we have a light switch, don't we? And we turn our switch on and our lights turn on because there's electricity running through wires to our lights. And we would have something in like this, a light bulb, wouldn't we? This would be in our light, and when it turns on, it gives out that beautiful light to light up our homes. Now, a long time ago, electricity hadn't been invented. So if people wanted to have light in their homes when it was dark outside, they would have to use something like this. What do I have here? What's this? Do still use these today, but usually just to make everywhere look cosy, not to light everywhere up. It's a candle. And this would have been a little candle holder. And if little boys and girls like you were going up to bed at night, they'd have lit their candle and they'd have carried this up the stairs to take them up to bed so they could see where they were going, because there wouldn't have been any lights upstairs. And then when they got into bed, they would blow it out. Now, are boys and girls allowed to touch candles today? We're not, are we? Only grown-ups are allowed to touch these. But in the olden days, boys and girls your age would have had to use these too. So that's a bit of a change, isn't it? From having candles to give us light to having light bulbs and electric lights that we can turn on and off with a switch. I'm glad I'm alive now and I don't have to light candles every time the sun goes down. Oh, gosh, right. Should we have a look at something else we might find in our kitchen? Let's see. Oh, here we go. I have got one of these. Does anybody know what this is? I'm touching it because it's not plugged in, it's not on, but again, boys and girls wouldn't be allowed to touch one of these. This is an iron. Does anyone know what we use irons for? We use them to iron our clothes, don't we? So if I had Christian's t-shirt here that was a little bit wrinkly, I'll be able to put it down on my ironing board and do all this wire on my iron, and then I would do something with this end of my wire. Now I'm a grown-up, so what would I do with this? I would plug it in to my socket, wouldn't I? In the wall, and turn it on, and electricity would run through my wire to my iron so I could iron Christian's t-shirt. This would get very hot, so I wouldn't be allowed to touch it. And look, Mr. Roberts has given me one of these to show you. This is a socket like you will have on your walls. Now we're not allowed to touch these, only grown-ups can plug things in. But I would plug my iron in like this into my socket, I would turn it on, and then I would do my ironing with my electricity making my iron work. Now, we were saying, weren't we, that a long, long time ago there wasn't any electricity, there weren't all the wires coming to people's houses so we could have power and we could have lights. So if it was a long time ago and I wanted to do some ironing, I would have to use one of these. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. Have you ever seen one of these before? Now this is an old-fashioned iron and it's all made from metal. It's actually very, very heavy. And what people would have done with these is they would have sat them right on top of their fire that they would have had to keep their house warm. And the metal would have got very, very hot. So hot that I wouldn't be able to pick it up with my hand anymore. When I wanted to iron Christian's t-shirt, I'd have to use something to cover the handle of my iron to pick it up so my hand didn't get burnt, and then I would iron Christian's clothes. And when my metal started to get cold again, I'd have to put it back into the fire. Couldn't plug it in and just go like the one we use nowadays. So these were our old-fashioned irons, and these are our modern ones. So are they the same or are they different? the same shape. They've both got that pointy bit at the top, haven't they? And they've both got a handle to hold, but they work in different ways. Wow. Now there's one more thing I would like to show you, and that's just sitting over here. Now here, I have got some flour in my bag. I've used some of it, so I want to weigh it and find out how much I've got left. So I'm going to use one of these. And this is my weighing scales. All I have to do is press a button to turn it on, and I'll get a little number on there. It's actually at the back, got a little battery in there, and that's what's giving my scales some power. So if I want to find out how much my flour weighs, I can just pop my scales on, I can put my flour on the top, and a number will appear at the bottom because my calculator in there is working it all out, and it's telling me how much my flour weighs. Easy peasy. But if it was in the olden days, before we had batteries for things, I would have had to weigh my flour in a different way. Would you like to see what I would have used? Okay, going to need this. This is part of it. Now here, oh my goodness, this is heavy. Here are my weighing scales. Now, sometimes in school, we do actually use some a bit like this, and sometimes we put different things in to weigh. And what happens is it's a bit like a seesaw. When something heavy goes in one end, it goes down. Or if something heavy goes on the other end, that goes down. And when things in both sides weigh the same, it stays exactly in the middle. So if I wanted to find out how much my flour weighs, I would pop my flour in this side. And then I would have lots and lots of these. Now these are little tiny weights. Now I've only got 2 here to show you, but I would have had lots of these, and I would have to keep putting them on to make my scales balance, to make it so one side was in the same position as the other side. So if I put that on there, and this on here, let's see what happens. Oh! So that's heavier than my flour, so I'd have to take that one off and keep adding other ones on until I got it just right. Do you think that would take a long time? I think it would as well. So if I was cooking in the olden days, I would have to take a lot longer getting all my ingredients ready, wouldn't I? Wow. Well, boys and girls, it's so exciting finding out about what things used to be like in the olden days, and lots of things were different to today. You could spend a little bit of time now looking on the internet and seeing if you could find out how something has changed from the olden days to how it is today. So I was thinking about things that we might use in a kitchen, because our story is all about a kitchen and a dining room. But you might like to think about something you're interested in. So if you like cars, you might like to find out about what cars used to look like in the olden days. Or if you like trains, you might like to look at what toy trains used to look like. Or maybe how dollies have changed. You have a think of something you'd like to find out about, and have a look what they used to be like in the olden days compared to what they're like now. Because it's so much fun finding out about how things used to be. Okay, well, hwyl fawr, and I can't wait to hear what you found out. See you soon. Bye bye.